I am here now casting the Pan-Pacific Qualifiers final here. We are basically going to be playing to see who can go through to the top 16 and play against such legendary players as QXE, Kiwikaki, Pinder, Edge, all those people for a $500 prize. It's going to be a pretty epic tournament. These are the qualifiers here, the first of 4 on C. We do have GGFight versus Smace here for the first Oz qualifier. Sif, you are joining me here today. What do you think of TVT?
TVT, man, is man. I'm not the biggest fan of mirror matches, but when there's such high quality players, and you know it's Australia versus, SEA versus NA, like it's a must watch, really, isn't it? I'm not too familiar with the best build for TVT, so I was wondering maybe as a Brodos player and you're a Zerg player, but I was wondering maybe you could fill me in a bit on what you think would be the best kind of options and openers.
Yeah, it definitely depends. Obviously, eventually at the sort of 15-20 minute mark, tank v Viking is the norm. You basically have slow tank pushes across the middle. You can use your gateway units. Wow, I've been casting way too much Protoss. You can use your barracks units here to sort of take shots, get your tanks in position, and push there. But early game, good pushes here from Terran bio pushes and stuff like that can win the game. So it will be interesting to see how they do transition into Viking tank.
Yeah, man, it's really interesting. I mean, I would like to see some interesting tech choices as well, like getting Ravens online. I'm not sure exactly what other kind of mix-up of units would be the best, but I've seen in the past, really strong pushes from Mass Marine and Tank. That seems to be working really well. I know people like GG Miz, who's also a clan member of GG, like Fighters, uses that Marine Tank push to get some early game aggression. And it's really successful, so I'd like to see something like that perhaps, and then bolstered by Raven usage and harassment. But I think the cool thing to notice in this so far, man, is like we've got really good placement here for these guys. Such short, air distance, so we could see, quick air. I think, some Banshee harassment would be fantastic.
I wouldn't mind seeing some Banshee play. I mean,
yeah.
Like I said, eventually Viking tank comes normal, but Terran have so many units they can use. Banshee play could come into effect. Drops could work, just basic bio pushes. I mean, if you can delay your opponent getting to a mech, but we do see a factory here coming down from Smace, looking to get into that tank quite early, but GGFight, not getting one yet. Maybe just trying to go for a bit of a bio push earlier on. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, maybe he's just saving his minerals. We've got 150, 180. There we go.
Oh,
bam, there's your factory right now. So they're both doing, by the looks of it so far, the same opening, which might be the 1-1-1. It does lead to a lot of diversity and responsiveness and change of tactics, which is really safe, really standard. You're not committing to any one certain build. You can actually completely vary it up.
I also agree, but is it just me here, or do you want to see really crazy tank v tank wars? Seriously, they are so freaking epic.
Tank Wars is so good, man. Did you ever play that micro game, Tank Wars, in SC1?
Nah, I didn't.
Really? Oh, okay. For all of you SC1 original players out there, man, Tank Wars, I'm sure you've at least played it once, how epic it was. Just getting a whole bunch of tanks and pitting them against other people with tanks. Now, that would be cool to see, dude. But the only thing I think about tanks is it leads to a slow kind of Terran game. You know what I mean? One that's all about positioning and turtling, and to be honest, they're not the most exciting. I would like to see something a bit different. And speaking of, we do have a couple of Hellions coming out from Smace. Now, early Hellion harassment would be excellent, especially if Fight opts to go for the 1-1-1 into CC.
Oh, we do have actually a tech lab going down from Smace here, possibly looking at Banshee play. I'm going to say Banshee. Raven's really not, I don't see it doing that well. But we do also have a push at the front here by Smace here. 1 Hellion and 6 Marines versus 6
Marines. So we got 2 Hellions there, dude. And I think
yes.
Yeah, I mean, the concave there that Fight's got on the ramp is really good positioning. However, those Hellions should be able to bust in and wreak havoc with those Marines supporting them.
Hellions, so here comes the difference right now, but a tank is about to pop out as well. That tank joins the fight, and that might turn the scale back in GGFight's favour there. He's trying to get damage in there with Hellions, but really, he's going to have to pull back. You can't break in there with that tank sitting there, really.
Yeah, no, definitely. That tank was so well timed. That push is going to be absolutely useless. And Smace knows this, so he's going to pull back and he's going to play. Oh, look at that! A scan just went down on Smace's base. Let's have a look and see.
And has a Viking there waiting for it. Look at that.
He does.
As soon as it pops out, it's just going to be sub. Does cancel it as well.
Cancel. Yep. That was really well played by Smace. Chases off the Viking with a couple of Marines, but so well anticipated there.
Damage is done.
Got the. Yeah, man. So we've got the Viking, another one coming out for fight. We've got... Oh, wow, an engineering bay. Now, what would an engineering bay be used for, man? Maybe, like, towers or something?
Push, I reckon. Definitely early bio push. You want to get... If you want to do an early push here, in a mirror especially, getting +1 or something like that does give you that slight edge over your opponent. Although I'm quite surprised not seeing the armory. I think tank damage would help as well. But, hey, I am a Zerg player, so I'm going to let these guys go. Obviously, they are good players getting to the finals of this qualifier, so I'm not going to dig into them too much.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be kind of ironic if you and I started hacking on these players. Like, they're definitely way above our skill levels. But, you know, we've got the microphone, so we can do what we want.
Exactly.
So, we do have an expansion coming on the way from Smace, which is really good timing. We don't see anything like that at the moment. But, you know, the 8-minute mark, guys, for those of you that don't know, is, like, one of the best times to get an expansion. It's like the perfect time to start getting one due to the fact that once it's finished, you can get, like, a really early to mid-game economic lead. The only thing is, like, you'll open yourself up to the susceptibility of being pushed. And right now, Fight is coming for a bunch of Marines and 3 tanks. They do have Siege upgraded as well. And, you know, there's only 2 tanks to defend, and they don't have Siege.
This could be interesting. Just want to point out really quickly as well, those Vikings give him such good air control, tanks cannot see further than they can shoot. So if those Vikings sit at the front there, give him a huge range advantage right here. If he does siege up correctly, we will see a good fight going here. This could decide the game if GGFight does.
I think it would be rather one-sided, because, like, Smace has just noticed that he doesn't have siege tech, and he's just started producing it. It's 23 out of 80 seconds complete. The thing is, like, Fight does not realize this at the moment. He is using those Vikings to good effect to try and snipe that medivac, but seriously, Fight should be getting in there and pushing in, and he could completely dismantle that expansion right now. But it looks like he's going to hold back.
Just doing a slow tank push. It's good, playing it safe, just slowly moving forward. He doesn't need to rush into this.
Yeah, that's true. It is safe, but I think that he could have done a lot of damage by getting those tanks in there nice and early. But moving them up very slowly, very safe. So we could see this work, but it's pretty even as far as units concerned.
Just reinforcing as well, which I think might be a mistake. There's no units streaming down. I mean, we'll see one now, but
he's actually capped on 67, 67. I'm talking about Fight.
That could be bad for him.
Yeah, definitely. Look at that. That's perfect range there of the tank. They're just in the range of the CC. He's not repairing. He is repairing it now.
Space to do something about this. It's just costing him minerals. He's going to have to push out at some point, but air superiority to fight. You're going to see better. Free tank there. Oh, free units. Wow.
Oh, Marine soup.
This could be very quickly game here if he does lose this. Obviously, the health is going down. There aren't quite enough SCVs repairing this. More units are streaming down.
There is a drop in the Fight space right now, and it's completely taken away all the minerals from the main. But luckily, Fight has the command center just online in the natural expansion. But if he's not quick enough, he doesn't have a siege tank. It's going to pop these Marines.
Wow.
One shot.
Does he?
2 shots. Oh, big arms go flying everywhere.
In the meantime, this command center at the bottom has been taken out. Didn't actually take out the one at the top. In fact, honestly, Fight fought that off quite well. That drop has been picked up and is taken back home. 2 Marines short, and all of a sudden, GGFight has a contain, and this is going to be very hard to come back from.
Yeah, and then you can also notice that you've got Smace, because he's had that command center and several supply depots killed. He is now capped on 78/75. He does have 3 depots, overcompensating to get those supply range back up to normal again so he can start producing. But this is an excellent time for Fight to capitalize now that he's at 86.
Thor is out. Really, a Thor?
Say it.
I think that might be a bit of an error there. I'm going to say this now, but I don't think it's going to be that good. I think he's just trying to use it to kill Vikings.
Yeah, no, exactly. Thor. The one thing is, like, Thor have that spectacular range, so they can stand back away from tank range where he's got it perfectly positioned right at the moment. So when the Vikings come to give vision for the tanks, they're just going to get sniped. So I think Thor, he's only gone for 1 at the moment. And he's gone max his tanks. So I think it's a good decision.
Okay, we'll have to see what happens. He's pushing. Pushing just into range there. Pushing forward. He's going to try and commit here. Taking out these tanks. Tanks sieging up here. This could be actually a break here. He does have those tanks in good position. Point defense drone clearing that. He does kill the tanks, but he is coming back here. I think he's going to hold this contain. 1 Marine in basically.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the point defense drone there. I mean, like, the only unit that the point defense drone could actually buff off is the Thor's missiles.
And the Marauder as well. There was a Marauder in there as well.
Oh yeah, good point. Good point.
If you have a Raven, you might as well use it, right?
Yeah, definitely true. Oh, well, Is this going to break out? I think it will.
Vikings come down trying to clear this out, but I think that was an error. Ooh, barely gets them away. Both of them 4 and 3 health, and there were Marines to clear it up. He could have killed those.
And repair.
That's a mistake there. Smace, though, still in a bad position here. Tank sieges up, full health tank, takes out the Marine and does a lot of damage there. I mean, it's very close here, but I dare say, I think Smace is still in a bad position here. More units streaming down here. Tank sieges up. He does have air control kit, so he can see it. Although reinforcements coming in, he might be able to break this now. In fact, I think he will break this finally. But still, how far behind is he not being able to mine from that for so long?
I think you know, as far as the armies you can look at, it's 66 to 60. So Fight's only in the lead there, very, very, very slightly. He's just pulled back his aggression. So you know, Smace has managed to break that contain. I think this game could turn around if Smace keeps his game on and he keeps it on the edge of his seat. It looks like he's also going to expand, you know, 2 bases. Bang bang. So he's going to be even for the expansion count. I don't think this game is going to be one-sided as we thought it was. I think the problem there is that. Fight did not capitalize on that contain that he had. He got supply capped, and it was a huge mistake. He could have won the game.
Well, if he had more units there, and that push-out happened, and he demolished it, by having more tanks or more anything else, he would have won the game full stop. But now, both players getting their third up. So catching back up here, I dare say Fight just lost it for himself by stopping his macro.
That's it, mate. So, as we all know, guys, like Terran, they and with any race, they like to have their supply depots or what do you call them? Farm producing buildings, and it's really important to keep your eye on that top right of the screen. We have just watched a few other games, and the thing that was the difference was that the other players were really keeping their eyes on the food there, so they could keep that production up and just keep macroing ahead of the other player. Because if you do let it slip, especially at this level, it can cost you the game. But so we'll see what's going to happen now. We've got good positioning as far as defense goes from Fight. He's got several siege tanks, he's got a Banshee, some Vikings there, a nice little mix of troops, whereas Smace is opting for the other kind of way to do it, which is instead of going purely mech, to go for the bio with tank support.
He's also getting pre-ignited though, which I find quite odd. That's the Blue Flame upgrade for the Helion. I don't know why he's doing that.
Yeah, that's a really strange choice, especially because Fight is not really going that heavy on the bio side. So maybe he's just looking to burn minerals for for the fact that he's stacking up a bit of extra cash, but kind of useless, well, maybe not useless, but an unnecessary upgrade at this point in time.
Also, I want to point out, though, that Fight has swapped from Viking production to Banshee production. I like that, to be honest with you. Getting a bit of Banshee